Weather Report were an American jazz fusion band that existed from 1970 to 1986. They were formed by three guys primarily. Joseph Zawinul, who's an Austrian keyboard player, Miroslav Vichush, who was a bassist, a Czech bassist, and Wayne Shorter, who's an American saxophonist who actually appears as a solo artist in this list. He was one of the kind of 1960s stable of American jazz musicians, and it was an interesting move that he made to join this band. They added more. They had some other instrumentalists, particularly percussionists. They added a drummer as well, and interestingly, Wayne, I mentioned before, interesting move that he took, and he didn't lead the band, and he was quite happy to take a back seat quite often in the way the arrangements turned out. They started out as a free improv jazz outfit, and they moved within a few years into jazz funk fusion, and they particularly were known for their use of synthesizers and are thought of as being pioneers of synth in jazz. Okay, they found it hard to hold on to drummers. They went through at one point about a drummer a year. Vitush, I can't pronounce these names, left in late 1973. And they had a few other bassists since then as well, and they had several percussionists come and go. Joe and Wayne, two out of the three founders, stuck it out all the way to the end, but the rest looks very much like a revolving door. Despite all this turmoil, they managed 14 albums, and they were given quite a lot of awards for their music. Hi, my name is Dan. So this was the second album by Weather Report, and it's the first time I've listened to it. And it's a half studio, half live album. So the second half is live tracks recorded in Japan, and these tracks are edited down, apparently. So I would describe it as, I think, jazz fusion, but it's a bit odd. So it definitely kind of fits in the avant-garde kind of area. There is kind of elements of jazz in here. There's elements of lots of other things, of world music and stuff. It's mostly instrumental. So I would say the biggest clues that say that there's jazz elements here are the drums tend to have kind of jazz-type drummings, and the saxophones in here, which often kind of says jazz, but there's quite a variety of other instruments going on here. My favourite bit is the start of the track, The Moors, which has got a 12-string guitar being played in an unusual way, like a kind of really good acoustic guitar playing, but using a 12-string. It's unusual. It's nice. The whole thing, I would say, is definitely musically experimental. So I would call it head music. I think there's loads of different types of music, but there are three categories that I think not everything necessarily fits into them, but there's body music, which makes you feel like you want to dance. There's heart music that kind of affects your emotions. And this is head music because it kind of makes you go, interesting. It's obviously very skilled, and I think I tend to like experimental music more when it's obviously skilled like this. There's some really nice textures here, and it's pretty varied. So it is a bit out there. It might be inaccessible to some people if you like your music more straightforward, but I liked it. It kind of fitted in the same category of a lot of prog rock that I listen to in the way that it's experimental. So, yeah, I liked it. I'd love to know what you think, so please talk to me through the comments box. That's it from me for now.